Have you ever eaten a meal consisting entirely of crickets and broccoli? Of course you haven't. That's why I'm the health guru, not you. I'm gonna save 5 people from themselves, if you don't mind.
Let me fly towards my hands, towards my hands.
So if you ever have a question, post it down below. I might give a flying raccoon punch and answer it. Maybe not. Oh God, the phone. You're subjecting me to radiation, by the way. I do not do this often. We often say that food heals. It is more accurate to say the body heals itself with nutrients from the food. Technically, if we want to go semantics and argue this happened before that, and the chicken and the egg and the dinosaurs, nutrients need to be metabolized to have any effect. That's the best argument for a balanced diet. There's no argument for a balanced diet, be real. Oh my goodness. Give your body every nutrient and it will use the ones it needs to heal. Wow, what a perfect world you live in. So on paper it sounds nice. Eat every little plant, every color of the plant, and the animals and the plants together, and everyone's happy. We are what we digest. And so balanced diets are the worst for digestion. Don't quote me on that, because I have like strange bowel movements and I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but you combine everything. Imagine combining everything in one meal. Just beans and rice and fruits and vegetables, meats and salads and milk. Have fun with that digestion. Just go like fart your way up through the dome. Is that how you plan to get out? I honestly don't know where I stand on nutrients, because we see some fruitarians thriving. They're deficient in everything. You should see my diet in Chronometer. It's a laughing joke. Like half the nutrients are below 50%. Yet like I feel like we're improving, so I don't know that we need a ton. There's tons of carnivores and it's very deficient in almost everything. So like the whole balance game, is that something you can win? Are we really that balanced in life? Like we do not have all these foods. Most of them are imported from across the world. You never have access to them in normal life. So it's like eat locally balanced. That kind of makes sense. And then just draw a circle around your city and you have 15 minutes to escape. Huh? Y'all know. So I'm not a huge fan of the balanced diets, as you know, but your theory debunked itself. Hello, been on the same journey as you, trying to fix this broken body of mine. Of all the things I found, only dry fasting and fruitarianism has truly stuck. Really, that's a good combo. Deficient diet, wasting away with the fruits, and then fast. Are you 87 pounds? I'm curious, as we seem to see things quite alike, what was your problem with the fruitarian diet? How much time do you have? Because there was like a list of 19 things. It's everything about it is a problem, even though like I kind of want to go do it again. It's fun. Fruit, summer's coming. It's like, yeah, it sounds natural on paper, but hot damn, my teeth were rotting. But as we've seen, the carnivore can do that too. To me, at least. I'm the only one that it happens to, so there's probably another common denominator that's not in the equation. But just the teeth pain, the blood sugar swings, the fatigue, the bloating and the gas. If I eat nothing but fruit, the gas isn't as bad. But if I start adding balance to that and add vegetables and the odd nut, just as a side rant, I heard Eli talk like probably a month ago, and he was like, yeah, like my digestion's perfect. I started eating a bunch of coconuts in Costa Rica and I noticed that it took 3 days for them to leave me. So that's how like crazy slow fat digestion can be, especially plant fats mixed with fiber. So it's like you start eating a little avocado at night and then all of a sudden the fruit train's backing up. That ain't right. So I don't know, digestion, my skin, I just always feel so itchy. I cannot seem to heal the candida on a high sugar diet. It's just, I'm feeding sugar, feeding fungus and yeast, and I just feel the symptoms and they suck, and the brain fog. It's never ending problems. And then shopping for it. You could not be more annoying. Like right now my freezer is full of meat, and since I'm eating super high fat, I hardly eat any meat ever. I barely have to shop. Hardly ever. Whereas if I go fruit-based, I gotta go bring my cart and with like a bunch of watermelons, and I'm hanging that up the stairs. So basically everything about it is bad. Like you name it, getting the food, eating it, experiencing the side effects from it, eliminating it. It's like the answer to the question you didn't have. Now that you've added fruit and had brain fog, is that more to the fact that you've had to readapt to it, or is it causing brain fog? Maybe when we're away from something for so long, there's an adaptation that has to take place. Probably true. I've just started adding a bit of broccoli, the tiniest amount. We're talking 4 florets. The tiniest little, it didn't even register on Chronometer. It was like, what is that? That doesn't count. So yeah, it's gonna take a while for you to readapt to anything, but every time it's the same thing with me. I add fruit, oh boom, sugar symptoms. I really should do an experiment where I just add in refined sugar so we know once and for all that it's sugar causing these things and not detox. You can't tell me white sugar detoxes the body. But I don't want to do that. It's not healthy, and I don't want to experience those symptoms and the itchiness. And I still get itchy from time to time. Can't really eat canned salmon. I thought I could. But now that I'm high fat and I try one can, it's like, nope. Histamines, avocados, they're out. But I always get that brain fog on high carb. It's so annoying. Whenever I switch, even though some things improve, I start making videos and I just have to keep repeating the sentences over and over again. It's the most annoying thing, especially editing the video. It takes me way longer. It's like, sometimes it's like 4 minutes. Okay, now the video started. All that was like, what the hell? Just getting warmed up. So it's like, it's a nightmare. I live the nightmare every day. And my brain fog is like almost disappeared on high fat. Sometimes little things, there's mercury in here for sure. You've been jabbed a couple times, you got some heavy metals up in the brain. That's fine. You get rid of them by detoxing with fat somehow. Duck fat. I have a question, Casey. Have you tried diet tips according to the Ayurveda dosha system? Maybe it's BS, but it has interesting explanations, that's for sure. I have tried it. I went to an Ayurvedic practitioner because I was lost. This was many, many years ago. Started taking his little pellets. And he's like, okay, here's your list. Oh, you clearly have this pitta freaking imbalance. And I got the biggest sty ever. And I went back to him and I was like, oh, look what happened. Help. And he's like, I don't know. Oh my God, get out of my office. Like, so it did not help me. It just made me worse. And it's just a very confusing system because it all changes. There's all the pitta, vata, kapha. And like, you're not just one. You're not, oh, I'm a pitta type all the time. No, you're a mix of 2 and a third one sometimes, and then they vary throughout the year and throughout the day, probably. Like it's summer, so we're hotter, so that's more pitta, and then you got to balance it with the vata and the kapha. It's like so confusing, and it just does not align with anything. And they think like, oh, ghee is a superfood. I'm deadly allergic to it. There's a lot of things they just do wrong, in my opinion, and I don't see it helping. I've tried a little bit. It's possible. Like, it's been done for thousands of years. You'd think they would have learned something. I don't think they did learn a damn thing. And I don't know, it probably helps people in India where it was invented. And then they brought it over here, and it's like, whoopsie, you're not feeling the same thing we are? No, we're not at all. Don't let me scare you away from it. It might work for you, but I didn't give it a fair enough shot. But like over the years, I have tried to implement certain things like, oh my God, I have this rash on my head. It's pitta. That's too much pitta. Let's calm that down. Don't add cayenne pepper to anything. It's like, I don't know. There's probably some validity to it, but it's not an entire system that just works all the time and it's fantastic. All right, last question here. As an OMAD man, do you work out in the fasting window or eat near it? My entire career of working out, I don't think I've ever eaten once before the workout, ever. It's always fasted, and rarely have I even eaten soon after the workout. Usually it's many hours. Lately, I'm gonna do a video, the next video you see, I might go down to the beach and talk about why I'm experimenting with 2 meals a day. Huh? What a clickbaity situation that was for you. So like, but when I was doing OMAD, it's just like never eating ever. And I'd never base, oh, I need a bunch of protein right after my workout. Nothing like that matters. You just adapt. You work out. If you were out hunting and you just like, you wrestled a bear and you're like, we got it. and 3 of you are swarming it and you're lifting the bear home. You think you're gonna eat right there? Like, it takes hours to skin the bear and all this stuff. You need your rug, bear rug, and the bones. And so, like, you bring it home, boom, you give it to the women, and they're like, oh, cool, this is fun work. Thanks for bringing that home. Why didn't we just order fruit? Oh boy. So it's like, there's a lot of work. You're never, ever gonna, like, exert yourself and then eat immediately. Go do anything, like a weightlifter. It's like, like, you should lay down after. That's what you should focus on. How come I always stand angled towards it? I always do that for some reason. Sometimes I'm on this side and I can never just stand straight for some reason. It feels weird to me. You with me? You thumbing up the video? You're not? I think I know why, actually. It's because you followed a dolphin and you noticed that he was smarter than you, and he led you out to see if you could be as good as he was, but you weren't. And he still saved you because his brain is bigger and he could read your mind. He knew what you grew up with. He's like, that guy's watched a lot of TV. What are all these jingles and songs for cereals? That's weird stuff. But he helped you. And what do you do in return? You eat dolphin meat. Oh, why do they lie to us? Mahi mahi, it's called. Oh, that sounds fancy. What's that? Dolphins? Friendly, laughing, giggling dolphins? Or, oh man, why do they do it? It's weird how certain things are just named more politely. It's rude. You're trying to sell me something. I'm gonna leave now. How you doing? You subscribing for more videos? See you next.